episode 1 of the Fight Garage.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, shit.
Of course you, bro. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man.
Alrighty, Vic.
What's going on?
Debut. How'd you feel? Walk us through it. Like your weigh-ins and just prepping for it. How'd you feel?
Honestly,
What led up to it?
I think it was pretty good, this one. What really helped out was the three cancellations. So
Yeah.
3 pre-fights that I've been lined up for, but the opponent's not showing up. And on this one, it was awesome because I feel like I took care of the weight early. So that last week of what should have been like a weight cut, it was just smooth, and I just worked on technique and feeling right, eating right, just feeling energized.
So you said there were 3 cancellations? How far ago was your first one? When were you supposed to debut?
I think it was, was it January? The most recent was February.
Oh, okay. So the last show was.
It was the Golden Gloves in London.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was February.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to debut in February.
Oh.
Do you think that time helped you?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely got like way more like time to train and just practice, and I think it definitely showed. There was one in March actually, as well, March 30th. Right?
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah.
2 cancellations, 3.
Yeah, and like I don't know, it definitely sucked, but in the end, it eventually worked out.
That's how I was. Like when I first started, 2020, I had a fight in 2019, an amateur one, and then in 2020, I had like 4 or 5 back-to-back cancellations.
Yeah.
I'd show up, and like there's one that I went all the way to Dallas. I went from Hereford to Dallas, so it's about like 6.5 hours. And I made weight, and that one it sucked, bro, because I was in the mentality like, oh, I want to make 35, but I was walking around 42, 43, whatever. And the morning of, I was like jogging, trying to cut the weight, and I felt like the weight was gonna be an issue a little bit,
Yeah.
and I felt like I was gonna be drained. But I made the weight, everything's good, and I felt like I rehydrated good. I felt real comfortable, and I was like, I think I'm gonna show out. And then I get in the ring and stuff, and he weighed in and everything, and he just didn't show up. Like he just didn't make the walk.
Yeah.
And like some people,
That's
like,
so sad, bro.
yeah, it is sad. I was up there, and I invited some family went out. Some families from Arlington. Shout out my tia. She came out to see me, and I was all like hyping myself up, like, you know, like I've been training forever, and like you should come watch me. She did and stuff. About my brother, I think we all. I had a few people show up and stuff, and they just freaking. I was in there and I was ready. I was nervous, man. My freaking heart rate was going like crazy, and then they were like, "He's not making the walk," and I was just like, "What do you mean?" And then I got mad, bro. My mood shifted. I went from like fear and adrenaline to like anger, bro. Like all this work for nothing, and then they raised my hand, bro, and I have to hold this trophy and take a picture. I'm all mad, bro. I'm all like, I don't want to be here and stuff, and the whole trip, because I was in a different team in Hereford, and all my friends got to fight, and I was just there like freaking stuck. And it happened to me 4 times where I actually showed up at the event.
It's crazy because like I feel like not a lot of people definitely don't know. They're like, I know they're messing with what goes into like leading up to a fight. I mean, it's a lot more stress and mental than anything, bro. I mean, the practice is fucking hard, but at the end of the day, I mean, the slow countdown of you getting in that ring, I mean, it'll eat at you, man.
Yeah.
Especially for like Golden Gloves, because like that one, it was Golden Gloves, so I really wanted to do good.
That's sick, baby. That's crazy.
I mean, family was coming. It was Lubbock as well.
Lubbock, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, nothing. And I was like,
You didn't go though, right?
I did go.
You made the drive and the weight.
Yeah, I waited in the morning.
That's a horrible feeling, because you're like, who is this guy? Where's he at? And you're all amping yourself up, and he just doesn't show up. It's like, damn, it's kind of heartbreaking. You like, to me, I always tell coach, like, if you can, sometimes you make the match there. So sometimes they're like, you don't have a fight, and it's rare where like you show up and they'll actually give you a fight right there. They'll be like, hey, Victor, you came in at 75, you came in at 80, whatever. Your opponent came in at 65, we can make that fight. Or your opponent came in at 90, we can make that fight.
Yeah.
So with the bigger guys, there's like a 15-pound allowance. I think from 47 or 50, that range, and down, it's 7-pound allowance.
Oh, okay.
So I fought guys up to 49. There's one time I weighed in at 40, and then my opponent came in at 149, And then coach was like, that's it, like we're not making the fight because we agreed to 140, but there was like a mix up in the paper, and on the paper it said my name and my opponent's name 152. So in his mind he made weight.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, miscommunication. It happens all the time. These are small smoker shows.
Yeah.
There was only 6 fights, and you'll get this experience too, but they have like these private events where it's kind of just invitationals, and they only make like whatever time makes it. Like let's say it's Oklahoma, it'll be like all Oklahoma guys versus different towns and stuff like that. But every fight has an Oklahoma guy, or every fight has a Lubbock guy, every fight has an Amarillo guy, whatever. They'll mix it up like that, and there'll only be like 6 fights. So like each fight's a big deal. And I was like, coach, I drove all this way. I think it was in Lubbock. Yeah, it was in Lubbock. So to me, it's still 2 hours, bro. I wasted my whole day. I made weight. Like I'm here. Like I was like, coach. I was like, I know, like it's quite a big difference. But I'm like, if he's better than me and stuff. And we agreed to the fight and stuff like that. And I was the second bout. And at these private events, you can't record. Like it was at like next to a bank or in a bank, I think. So it was like real nice offices, and you're in the back, and there's a big teleprompter. There's a big TV, and you're watching like the bout before you. So you're warming up, and you're watching the bout before you, and sometimes it gets stopped, and you're like, oh shit, I'm up next, and it's like, damn, like we gotta go. Yeah. So for me, I don't remember. I went 2 years in a row, and my first year, I think somebody got stopped out. I was either the second or third fight, and I was like, you know, just barely moving around, warming up a little bit, and I think the kid got stopped, or it was like a heavyweight. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a nasty stoppage. I just hear ooh, and I look on the TV, and they're counting this dude out, and he's standing up, and it was crazy. And I was like, oh shoot, like I'm next.
Yeah, here we go.
And I'm going against this kid, and he's a lot bigger, so the game plan obviously it's there's Gilbert, my coach Jose, or our coach Jose, Diego, my brother, and so we're all 3 of us in the corner. And the game plan, they're like, you know, stick on the outside, land the jab, and use your movement in and out. Like, I don't want you getting touched. We'll feel it out, see how we feel, and then we'll start going in. We'll implement our game plan. So we start off, and man, right away, I feel like far away. This kid's long. I feel far away, and I'm like, dang. And he's snapping jabs, and I'm catching him, and this kid's heavy, bro. Like, the punches of the jabs are heavy. Yeah. And then he throws like a left hook and a 2, and I catch the left hook and the 2 on my gloves. And man, they're heavy, bro. I'm flinging everywhere. And you felt it, like, there's material like the one you fought in, which was like polyester kind of. Yeah. Like vinyl is what it is. It's like vinyl. And then there's material like this, bro. Like, it's like carpet. It's like stretchy carpet, yeah. Okay. And it was that one. And I had some cheap title gloves, some cheap title shoes. Yeah. They're from like, I've had them for years. They're my first pair of shoes, from white. And bro, I was slipping, and I was catching the punches on my gloves, but it looked bad because like he's throwing me all over the place. Yeah. And then the fight kind of settles, and then I start landing my jab, and then I'm like, this kid like is freaking tall, long, and he hits hard, and I'm trying to keep my distance. I'm jabbing, and that first round, like, then it starts settling, and it was like one of my first open fights, so it's 3 minutes, and we're throwing, and the fight first round kind of plays out. And it was like super even. I thought I got it, I think I had more activity, started to slow down towards the end of the first round. And then the second round, I'm like, hey coach, like this guy freaking hits hard. But he's like, tuck your chin, and he's like, he's gonna tire out. And he's like, keep that pressure. And I was freaking like, I don't usually sit in the corner, but I was like trying to be bigger. This kid was big, so I was like trying to get some respect. And I was swinging like a lot harder and stuff, and I was trying to sit on everything, and I was tired, bro. And I was like, damn, like I was like pretty tired too. I don't ever sit in the corner if you see me, and I sat in this corner, and I was like, damn, like. But then I got right back up. Yeah, I think I sat on for like 10 seconds. I got back up, and I was like, I don't be showing them that and stuff like that. But it just in my mind, it's like you don't sit down in sparring, you don't sit down the whole 2.5 hours you're at the gym. So it's like, why do you sit in the fight, you know? Yeah. I feel like it just relaxes you, and you're like, for me, it makes me lazy. Yeah, so
you get like comfortable.
So I did it once or twice, and I've never done it again. Yeah. But there's fights where like you just don't feel good, and like that was one of them where like my legs were out, bro, and I was just like, I had to sit down for a minute, but right away I was up, and then like they do the 10-second one when they're about to count you in. Yeah. That wood claps, and then I'm standing up, and I'm like right up, and he takes his time to get up, And I'm like, hell yeah, that just gave me confidence. I'm like, I'm tired as hell, but I know he's tired too. And then right away, like, I take the center, I run in his corner, I take the center, get nice and tight, I'm jabbing. And then he don't have as much steam on his punches this round. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's
and then I just keep hearing my corner, Gilbert, Diego, everybody like, ding the body, like, straight to the body. So I'm just jab two, and then I feel like he crunches down, something lands, he crunches down, and I just start digging, bro, boom, boom. And I'm pushing him back, and there's like, after that, like, he threw big shots, and I'm catching him, I'm like, I don't got respect for him at this point, because,
I'll kill him.
like, on the back foot, he wasn't doing good, but if you let him come forward, man, he was freaking heavy hitter, so I had him on the back foot, and I hit a 1-2, I hit an angle, and then he don't see the left hook, and I drop him, and then he gets up, and they're counting him and stuff, and I'm all pumped up, the crowd's going crazy. And then he just goes like that, and then they stopped, and I was like, what? And I was all freaking pumped up. I was like, damn, that's crazy. And we got to finish in the second round, but I was tired. I knew he was tired, but I was freaking tired too.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I was a little sad about. That I wasn't able to get like an actual finish, but I mean, I definitely listened to the words that you were telling me as well before I fought. So you were saying, be patient, act like you've been there, and whenever I would hit him with some big shots, I mean. There was the times where I was like, okay, I want to rush it, but then I'm like, I need to.
You look super experienced. Like, I'll put little clips and stuff when we put it, but you look like super experienced. Like, I was watching up there and I was like, damn, I'm so proud, bro. Like, oh, like, even though, like, there's a difference. Some people see it as like a win is a win, but it's not. Like, it's not just that. Like, look at it as the performance.
Yeah.
And I feel like you performed. Like, would you rather have like a fight where you perform, you box beautifully, and you beat them, you D whatever, or would you rather have like a slug out, y'all both hit each other, but you got the finish? Like, what's better? Like, you look like, I would give it an A plus or A minus, just because like obviously body work. There's always stuff you know. It's never a perfect fight. It's never a perfect fight, but as far as defense, I would give it an A as well, just because like. Overhands, the left hooks, you were seeing everything. You looked like real lucid in there, and then you weren't breathing hard. I don't think did you sit in the corner? I don't think I saw you sit.
No, that was one thing that I was really happy about, because the second round, like coach was like telling me, like, all right, do this, do that, and then like y'all did, and I was like just sitting there, like probably 10 seconds left, and I see Oscar still sitting there, Jose's all like giving him water, and I'm just still like. What do I do? Like, all right, let me start pace and do the rest of the pace, and then all of a sudden.
I just freaking hit him with the Poatan, bro. I just stare him down. You just stare him down pretty much. It's weird because like at the gym, like we'll do 45-second rest, or we'll do like 30-second rest, especially on burnout rounds and stuff like that. So you get used to it.
Yeah.
People don't realize it, but you get used to it. And a minute, honestly, like especially when you're in shape, like you're in shape, a minute's a long time, bro. You're in there, and then you're like. So you are kind of just waiting, because like I feel like Jose knows, like you keep your instructions short and brief. So I can't tell you this whole game plan, like hit an angle, give me a switch, overhand,
try this, and then go through
he's smart, bro. Like I got this from him. When I do corners for maybe the little guys or Diego or something like that, you let them breathe and let them get some oxygen in the brain, so I can freaking see clear again, and I can actually comprehend what you're saying. So he'll give you a 10-15 seconds to just catch your breath and be like, all right, like, I'm in tune again. And then he'll be like, this or this, that, and that's it. And then you're like, oh shit, like, bread and butter or whatever, stick to the jab, or this is open. And I want you to keep doing what you're doing, but add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that. And it's like, I feel like it's like, he's thinking what I'm thinking, but obviously he's seeing it from a different lens, so he sees it a lot clearer.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely gave some good advice.
Do you remember the corner?
A little bit, yeah. Corner? Yeah, I remember him telling me to roll and hit a right body as I would like roll, but I never did it. I would still like roll and move out the way, but I don't know. It's just like trying to do it in that moment while everything's going on. I don't know. It's just like
it's a lot
too much, yeah.
And I feel like with the crowd chanting, bro, it was crazy because like the crowd was chanting, and I feel like you were just lit up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, with the crowd chanting, everybody saying your name, it's like crazy. Like, boom, you just, to me, it was like lit up. Like, they were making you like bigger, bro.
It was so awesome, man. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just very grateful.
it feels good, man. When you fight in your hometown, like you got your people there, like backing you up, and I feel like people like. So some people I've heard it's a double-edged sword. Like you got some guys like, for example, like in the UFC, the fighter Derek Lewis, he's from Houston and stuff, and every time he's fought in his hometown, he's lost and he's gotten stopped. And this was like I think it's like 3-4 times in a row, not in a row, but 3-4 times that he's fought in his hometown, like he's gotten stopped. And maybe it's the opponent, maybe he's not good enough, maybe whatever, but in his mind, it puts a lot of pressure, and I felt that too. Like you're trying to, like if you're doing shirts, you're trying to give out shirts, you're trying to give out tickets, and like I'm grateful, so I want to talk to everybody. I want to give them shirts, chat, and like that. I spent a lot of time doing that, or tickets here, tickets there, and then when I fought out of town, it's like I didn't care, bro. To me, like it was just business. It felt good. Like don't get me wrong, like it feels great to have your people there, and I'll take that any day. I'll take. If you can give me an option out of town or home, I'm picking home every time. Like I love everybody to see the work I put in and stuff like that. And then I mean you felt it too. Yeah. And fighting out of town, bro, it feels good too because it's just like I feel like I showed up. They did everything for me, like physicals, and you just sleep, you weigh in, you eat, chill, and then fight, get paid, and freaking dip. And it's pretty good too because like I was like. Damn, this compared to my first one, like it was a different vibe and stuff. So it was cool. And then my opponent, it was his hometown, so like he had to go through all that stress.
Yeah. And one thing that like with my fight, I felt like I had like so much more pushing me with like it being an amateur debut in the hometown, been training for a long ass time. I was like, nah, there's no way I can mess up. I have all this support behind me and like everything pushing me, so like I don't know. I was pretty confident in going.
Yeah, and part of that, you like relate part of that to wrestling, because like for those who
not trying to be cocky.
Nah. For those who don't know, like you had like over like 100 matches, probably well over 100 matches, like just in general for wrestling. Mm-hmm. So like, what's that mentality like as far as starting off in wrestling?
Was saying like transferring it over?
No, like your mentality in wrestling when you started. Like you started when you were like pretty much a kid.
Yeah.
So like both of us, like we don't care, we're having fun.
Yeah, basically.
How was it for you, like mentally?
To be honest, I was nowhere near where like I am now for my mental. Like I've definitely changed so much when it comes to that point. Like back then, I was just going out there and wrestling for fun.
Yeah.
And if I won, hell yeah. If I lost, then damn, go back to the wrestling.
Yeah.
But it was whenever I went to college, is whenever I met one of my coaches. His name was Glenn Gray, and he was a Marine, and bro, he pushed us like no other, man. He was a dog, and he taught me the difference from training and like grinding,
just work.
Yeah, just straight working, bro. And I feel like that's what helped me so much in boxing, because I just carried it over from college straight to boxing. And yeah, if I still had the same mentality as whenever I was younger, I would not have done good in boxing. I will say that, but like luckily I have this new mindset.
Yeah, like I think
it's gonna go a long ways.
I think I'm lucky and fortunate enough. Like same for you. Like I started wrestling kind of late compared to these guys too. Like I started pretty much in high school. Like you know, like in junior high we had coaches like YouTubing. They didn't know, it was still kind of new where we were from, small town and shit in Hereford.
I was coaching my 8th grade wrestling class, bro.
Yeah, so like there was one good kid, and so we were like, oh, okay, like everybody learned off this one little kid, and then like we knew maybe 1 or 2 moves, and that's all, like 1 or 2 moves, and that's all you had. If it didn't work, then damn, you're gonna lose.
Good luck out there, bro.
And yeah, even in high school, like it was all about like for me it was about having fun. I wasn't wrestling, but it was about having fun. And it was not till like junior year I was like, damn, this has a finish line. Yeah. So I gotta get serious, and I buckled down, and I got a little taste of like, damn, like if you work at it, like if you freaking put your head down and work and just go at it, like you can freaking get far in anything. Yeah. Like that translated to just anything, bro. And like, so as soon as I started boxing, I was like, this ain't wrestling. Like you don't get taken down. Like a guy can't pin you, it's over. Like you're getting hurt. Like this is for real. So since day one, bro, like I had a friend that boxed, and I used to party a lot, so I was like, it was a guy I partied with, and I was like, hey bro, I was like, heard you box and stuff, I was like, can I go with you? And then then I went. He took me. I learned how to throw a punch, and I sparred my first day, bro. And like they weren't going crazy on me. But I was crazy. I was moving, and then from that day, like day one, bro, I was freaking hooked. I was looking up freaking how to counter this, how to counter that, how to not get hit, how to freaking all night just staying up studying, bro. And I was like, the next day I felt like I was 10 times better, and I was like, oh dang, I learned a new move, but I was learning everything wrong just because I was trying to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I was trying to
rush it.
Yeah, you can't rush the process, exactly. And I feel like I had to learn pretty much on my own, and I just did it wrong. I learned wrong because they were trying to teach me, but I was trying to do my own thing. And I guess when I really made the switch, I was like, I gotta get serious. I gotta do something about it. And COVID hit, so I was like, my gym shut down, and the guy that was training me, Chewy, he was like, Jose trained me, and he was like, he's a really good coach. You should go and ask him. And before I even met Jose, I quit my job, and I freaking drove up here with no job. I had school. I finished my classes, but I didn't graduate. I still had more classes, but I finished my classes. I didn't buy the next set, and I was just like, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna just focus. I was like, I'm young, and I was like, and I want to just put all my, sounds dumb, put all my marbles in one jar, and I was like, and I want to do it all. If I'm not gonna do it 100%, I'm not gonna do it at all.
Yeah. You gotta dumb it down sometimes. Bro.
I drove up here, bro, and like I was working like hella crappy jobs, bro. I was like doing stuff like just remodeling, and then landscaping, and then tile, and then no experience, just starting at the bottom and everything, bro. And like I was from job to job until I was like, I gotta find something that I could afford living up here and stuff. Yeah. And then I finally got a good job, and my first day I was like, I went with my brother. He was training a little bit too, so I was like, hey, I really wanna fight. I'm serious about it. And I thought I was good. I had about a year of experience, but
that's crazy.
A year of working like crazy stuff and YouTube and kind of training and kind of not. And so I was like, I got a year experience, and I was like, I'm serious. And he put me in there to spar to pretty much prove myself. He's like, let me see what he's got. And I had a heart, bro, but I was terrible. Like, they put me in there with a guy that is here and there, shows up. It's kind of a gym guy, but doesn't really fight. And I sparred, and he beat me up, bro. He had my head going everywhere. The moves, I thought I could go away. I thought I was Mayweather, bro, shoulder rolling with my freaking head right there. I was getting hit with every overhand, and then it just, like, I just wasn't good, bro. And I got beat up, and I was so embarrassed, bro. I was like, he's not gonna let me train here, bro. And then he was like, all right, just come tomorrow. And then like, I was so, he's like, yeah, we're coming tomorrow, bro. And I just every day, bro, I didn't miss a day. Like freaking, I was going consistent. Started doing 2-a-days, and then finally got a good job, and like everything I started to build and stuff. And
started falling into place.
Yeah, everything started falling into place. And same thing, bro. I ran into roadblocks because I was 21, 22, and I was trying to get better on my own. I thought I had to be like
trying to rush it.
Yeah, I was trying to rush it, bro. I was getting ahead of myself. I wasn't trusting the process. I wasn't trusting my team. Now it's like we're home and everything, and like these are my brothers, this is my family, all y'all my brothers and stuff. But I just didn't. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I move from this gym, and then I go to this gym and get better. And then I thought, oh, you go to this gym, but like
just keep leveling.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But nah, like these guys bring you up, and they're gonna take me to the top. Yeah. And I'm gonna take them with me. They're gonna take me to the top. Whatever. It's a team effort. You know, you're not gonna get there by yourself. So when I really I guess discovered that when that finally clicked, I was like, oh, okay, like you trust the process. You know, work, listen to your team, and like you'll get there like step by step. And I feel like I've been doing that, and everything's been working.
Yeah, that's good to hear, man. I mean, it's cool because I mean we definitely relate in that aspect because I feel like I'm still impatient. I'm a victim of it, and I've definitely learned to be patient. So when it comes to boxing, training, life, and just everything, that's what
I was bad. I'm impatient as hell. Yeah.
And like especially with y'all's coaching and Jose's coaching. I mean, sometimes it'll be a struggle, man. I'm like, man, this still makes sense sometimes, but like I know in the end it'll work out. And I just gotta keep working, keep grinding, and then we'll eventually click.
And I feel like you clicked or you caught on like super fast because I was like, I didn't want to. What happened to me, Diego, and any new guy that comes, like I want them to. You might not like it, like we're doing like 10 rounds of just a jab, weeks of learning how to throw a jab, and it's like, man, I want to learn. Other guys be like, I want to learn something else, or I'm gonna go to
this isn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, like I want to learn combos. I want to hit the mitts. I want to freaking spar. I'm here to spar.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why are you gonna spar if you don't know how to? You don't know how to properly throw your two. You don't know how to move your feet.
Yeah.
Like
same thing. Like, in there, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like we, in a sense, like all of us, like just try to. You being coachable. You being coming from wrestling and stuff. Like you were able to, I guess, catch that really soon, and you didn't make the same mistakes. Like it took me, bro. I'm still making some mistakes that I'm trying to fix from when I first started and stuff. And I mean, I'm glad that you're learning it the right way the first time.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to, get rid of bad habits.
No, yeah, definitely. And it's cool because one thing that I ended up getting at Wayland, which I feel like it really helped me be confident in myself, is I got an award for most improved.
Damn.
Yeah, for like the first year of like all.
I'll give you that for boxing too, bro. Like it was, what is it, like a year or two that you've been here?
I think like a year and a half, honestly.
Yeah, but like
it's
consistent.
Yeah,
consistent,
it's crazy to say how you you're at a year and then like I'm a little over a year and it's like, man, like.
Yeah, I was terrible, bro. You in a year and me in a year, you would have pieced me up, bro. Cause like I was just like I was tough and I could bang and stuff and that's it though. And I was kind of smart, but I was kind of retarded at the same time because like I thought I could do it on my own and stuff, and I thought I was slick. I thought I was Mayweather and shit, and I thought I was Canelo, but it just wasn't like I just was learning things on my own wrong because I was doing stuff on my own, and nobody's there to tell me like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're opening up your elbow. You're tilting to the wrong side. Your foot's in the wrong place. Like nobody's telling me that, and I'm just implanting it in my head, but wrong. I'm implanting it super wrong, and I'm just setting myself back. Yeah. So like, even if you don't get it, you're still there. You're improving and stuff. Where as me, like I'm pushing myself back. I'm hurting myself.
Yeah, you gotta learn it the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would definitely say I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So I mean, I wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for you. But so I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Nah, but like we've had like plenty of guys that. Like same thing for your mindset. We have a ton of guys that come and they're like, hey, I'm super serious and I'm here to fight and this and that. And it's like for everybody, it's like, oh, okay, cool. And like you gotta prove yourself pretty much. And you have guys that come and they just wanna. We've had a guy that he's still heavyweight guy that he still fights. Or no, actually I haven't seen him in a long time. But he came and he had like a fight or two. I think he had maybe one fight before he came. And this guy was like, oh, I'm gonna train, I'm gonna work real hard, and then showed up consistently with all of us for like, you can be consistent for a couple weeks, but do that for months, do that for years,
really.
Like that's what's hard. And I get that I get life gets in the way or stuff gets out of your control, kids, family, like all that stuff, but like this guy was super serious, and then like everybody, like life just gets at you sometimes, and it's sad to see guys with like ton of potential.
Yeah.
Super smart,
and then
champs in the win, and freaking, they just, I don't know, for one thing or another, it gets away from them. Yeah. It's sad. Seeing a lot of the guys that like, man, this kid can like be somebody, can be something that, for one thing or another, they're their own worst enemy, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like for me, like, I'm not super fast, I'm not super strong, I'm not crazy in any aspect, but I feel like just consistency and your mind is like your biggest tool. So I'm like, I feel like in my mind I have that over everybody. Like you gotta think like that. I have that. I have my mind over everybody.
Definitely. That was the biggest thing in Wayland. They taught us 1% better every day, and I mean I definitely try to carry that over. And it takes every day that little work that you gotta put in to like tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym today. You know, some days you don't want to fucking go to the gym, but the days that you don't want to go are the days that you need to go, and it'll end up fucking giving you so much more that you never knew you could have had it until you went. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Injuries, like I've messed up hands, freaking wrestling knees and everything. Yeah. And for example, like you mess up one hand, then you just get better at the other one. You mess up a knee or something, then you wear something else pretty much.
I tore my meniscus on my right side, which was my shooting leg. And then I ended up getting surgery and ended up
getting real good at your other leg.
Yeah, I had to learn how to shoot on my leg, and that was my new shot outside sweep.
Damn.
And like it was cool what it like brought and taught to me.
Same when I damaged my, I don't know where it was. I like damaged like a ligament in my pointer finger. I like threw like a leg up to the body, and I caught like an elbow, and I didn't have like the best gloves at the time or whatever, and it really like damaged me. I couldn't bend it all the way. I think you were here. Were you here? I was supposed to have my first fight. We were gonna cancel my debut because I was like I can't freaking punch right or I can't. Yeah, I almost didn't. Like we kept it till like 2 weeks out to where like I had to make the decision that hey, you're gonna fight, and I was just like fuck it pretty much, and I was like I think I'll be good in 2 weeks. We were like timing it. Like I got the plasma or replacement therapy shots.
Yeah, I remember you getting the.
Bro, they felt like concrete. I'll tell you the story. This is like I haven't felt pain like this in like from what I can remember, like this is like the worst pain I've ever felt, bro. I feel like he was shooting cement in my hand, bro.
I remember you telling me that.
It was crazy, bro. I felt like I was gonna pass out, bro. I've never fainted. I'm always like, oh, you're a bitch if you faint, because like sometimes like you're cutting weight or just something happens and you faint. I'm like, oh, like people faint with the fuck. Like everybody tries to be a hard ass and stuff. And he put the first shot in, bro. And damn, bro, like I was clinching, and from the first shot I was sweating, bro. I was sweating like crazy. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm not a type of person to scream, bro. But in my on my inside, I was like, oh my god,
you just died.
Damn. And then he shoots it again, boom, in a different area, and my hand's just getting like freaking a ball, bro. It's terrible. And then I was like, oh damn, like I'm seeing stars, bro, of how hard I'm clenching, how my blood and like I'm just shocking, bro. I'm just like my body's in shock, like what's happening? My pain receptors are going like crazy. And then shoots it again, bro. Boom, the other side. And I'm like, bro, like I can't do this no more. Like I was like, hold up. I was like, I like stopped breathing, bro. I was like, hold up, you're breathing and stuff. And then like your hand, bro, is like so slim. Yeah, and it's like I understand your butt cheek or something. That's where you mostly get shot, your arm, because you got a lot of place for it to disperse. But your hand, bro, is like so vascular that like it's got nowhere to go, bro. And then he shoots it a fourth time, bro. And I'm seeing stars, bro. And I'm like in and out of like consciousness, bro. I'm like, oh shit. And then I didn't even see him walk out. He walked out, and I was like, where's the motherfucker at, bro? I'm sitting on them damn things they sit you on, them pads, bro. And I'm like that. I'm like, don't be a bitch. I was like, don't freaking pass out. And then I was like, I told the doctor, what you trying to Dr. I told him, bro, I was like, can I go to the restroom real quick? And he's like, you look like a ghost, because I was white. I guess I was pale, bro, and I look in the restroom. And I'm like, shit, bro. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I don't even recognize myself, bro. I'm looking like a zombie. Like, I was so pale. And I'm just like, holding on to the sink. And I'm like, I'm finna puke, bro. Like, I was there, dizzy as hell. I was like, I'm gonna puke, bro. And then I sit down, bro. And I'm like, take the hugest dump ever, bro. And then I get up and I feel a lot better. I splash water on my face. And I'm like, get it together. And my hand is just like shaking, bro. I forgot I had it in my hand because like, I'm just trying to get my bearings and stuff, and I like look at my hand and it like looks crazy. And then I was like, I'm never doing this shit again, bro. I don't care how bad the injury is, bro. I was like, I'm never doing this shit again. Yeah. And Gus, since he tore, I think he tore a tendon in his shoulder. He told me too, but he made it seem like he was like, oh yeah, like it hurts, bro. But he made it seem like it was like it's painful, but you'll be alright. Yeah,
well, shit, he had somewhere for all of it to go.
No, but then when I saw him in the gym the next day, I was like, hey, I saw that shit fucking hurt. He's like, feels like cement, huh? I was like, yeah, it does, bro. That shit feels freaking terrible. Yeah, it was horrible, bro. I was freaking.
It's so funny, man.
I don't think I'll do that again, honestly.
Shit, I hope I don't go through no injuries, but God protect me.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it was just like I never got injured in wrestling. No big injury. I would say like you were, I guess, hurt, but like I was off. I was righty. Or I guess lefty, if you want to call it. I was southpaw for like 3 months. So I was just working my right jab, and then I switched stance. I'd work my cross, and then just right jab. So I would just freaking. So the undisputed fight at 140 was Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, obviously. Yeah. And Ryan Ryan didn't make the weight, so he came in at 143, and he actually didn't make weight for his last fight like a year ago for with Oscar Duarte. So he's never actually made the weight at 140. And before that, it was his loss to Tank Davis at 135, and he looked terrible. He looked super drained, but he didn't make the weight, right? And
I remember him complaining about the hydration problem.
Yeah. So he didn't make the weight, but he paid the fine. So in my eyes, it's like, yeah, you didn't make the weight. I'll take the money. We'll take the fight. So we're good there already. But what do you think about the PEDs and all that? Like, he was on something that shouldn't have been in his system. So people are saying, oh, he had a picogram, he had a little bit, what's a big deal? And I'm like, you had stuff that wasn't supposed to be in your system that we don't like make in our body. So like,
you're cheating at the end.
You're cheating, which is what I'm saying. But people are making the argument that he didn't cheat because, or it doesn't matter that he cheated because all the left hooks that landed, the drugs give him that? Like maybe no, but or no, it didn't give him that. But at the end of the day, like you still cheated. Should Devin get his belts back, or should they just put him up for? I think they should put him up for grabs, and that should be another fine and a suspension. And he did cheat, but the big question is like, should he have his O back? So he got his ass beat, right?
Yeah.
He got dropped, he got embarrassed. Like I hate to say it, like Devin's a really good boxer, but got slapped by Ryan, and it looked bad and stuff. And just with all that situation, like, do you think they should have removed his O, or what do you feel you would have done in that situation?
I was just really surprised that they didn't find out beforehand. I thought they had
That's what
already
I'm saying,
done that.
like,
I mean,
who is the commission? Who's drug testing? Like,
exactly. Why does this come out after the fact? And it felt like a kind of like petty, like, oh, you're on drugs. But I don't know.
like, oh, I got beat up. You're on drugs. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
why is this coming out afterwards?
Yeah.
And like, in your shoes, like, Ryan's super dangerous. So like, do you think you're taking that fight if, like, one, he didn't make weight. So you know this guy, people are saying it's only 3 pounds. But like, this is what I tell people that only say it's only 3 pounds. Cut to your absolute max, and then once you're there, once you're like, I can't do this anymore, give me 3 more pounds.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh fuck, I can't do that. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he went through.
When it matters,
Yeah, he didn't go. He didn't make 43 because I didn't care, and I was already there. No, bro. Like, he probably was dying to make it, and all he could do was 143. Yeah. And he made it seem like, oh, I don't care. I drink beer, whatever. Nah, like he suffered to make 43. He's a big dude, and he definitely suffered. Those last two, that last pound is like the worst, bro. So like, Devin had to do it, then like, why shouldn't you have to do it? Yeah. But they agreed to the fight. So like, if I'm fucking poor, so like, if you give me the 1.5 mil, I'm in a title fight, like, then yeah, you're cool in the weight. 3 pounds. I know this guy's gonna be bigger. I gotta be worried about the power, about the size. But it's PEDs and you getting your O back is what people are mad about. Yeah. And he kind of cried a lot. Like, I don't know you don't know what you're gonna do in that situation until it happens to you. So people are saying like, you're crying, and man, people hate him. People don't even care that he freaking took PEDs, bro. That Ryan took PEDs. Like, there's so much hate that they don't care that he didn't make the weight. He freaking doesn't get the titles. Like, they don't care about Ryan. Like, bro, Ryan's freaking. They don't care about him. They hate him so much, bro, that like the freaking fans, because how he dealt with it.
Yeah.
Like, he was crying. His dad was making him look bad by like talking crap on the internet, and they talked a lot of crap before the fight. So that made him look worse. You know, you talk about, oh, I'm gonna stop this guy. I'm gonna make him look silly. And then he does that to you, it's like, stay humble, bro, because there's always someone out there that's better than you.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. You can never be thinking you're all that, you know? Because, I mean, life will just humble you right then and there.
But that whole situation is kind of sketchy. Like, you got beat, and now it's a no contest, and so he's 30-0, 31-0. So, like, obviously in the people's eyes, like, he lost to, some people think he lost to Lomachenko. That's one of the guys that, like, he's one of my favorites, bro. He's one of my favorite boxers, and even I think, like, he gave up too much in the early round. So even I would give it 7-5 for Haney. Like, if Loma would have won, I would have been happy. But he lost. Like, I'm like, damn, like, that's my guy and stuff like that. But I could see it I saw it for Devin by by 2 rounds, by a round. Like he got it by an edge. He edged it out, in my opinion. Even though I'm a huge fan of Loma, you gotta take yourself out of it and see it. I'm not a judge either. I'm not there counting tallies and everything. But in my eyes, it looked like Devin barely got it, and like so I wasn't mad. If Loma would have got it, like I would have been pretty happy. But he didn't, and I was like, damn, like that's my dad stuff. But with the Ryan stuff, you can't argue. Like he got beat, but since he took drugs, he cheated twice, bro. Since you took drugs and you didn't make the weight, should they take his O back? What do you think? Should they take his O back?
Maybe. I think maybe. I mean, I think if you're gonna fight, you gotta live up to what the rules that they set in place.
You fought. You can't erase the ass whooping. Yeah. In my opinion, like let's say that happened to me, like pay me for the PEDs and pay me for the weight. But I got my ass beat.
In wrestling, or you don't make the weight, you're not wrestling.
Exactly, but people are gonna be like, this ain't wrestling.
But I mean, still.
Same thing in boxing. Like you're at a national tournament, you're at an elite tournament, you miss weight, that's fucking done, bro. So it was kind of that situation, bro. Like Devin, so Ryan didn't make the weight, right? So right off the bat, you forfeit your right to win the titles. So there's no Devin was undisputed. There's no undisputed no more.
Just fighting for the fight.
We're just fighting for the fight. Yeah. I'm fighting to retain. So if Devin wins, I retain. I beat this guy that didn't make weight. He didn't have a chance. Whatever. But if Devin loses, boom, the titles are up. Anybody can. They make the next contenders. They make the next champions. Boom, y'all get undisputed. Whoever wins this fight. That's how it should. That's how I believe it should be. But
that sounds fair.
Yeah, I mean, boxing's corrupt. All these damn titles, man. They should only be one title, but less money. And I'm trying to get paid, so bring me another title.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that.
The wacko title. We'll end it on that note. Appreciate you.